Alright, so this is probably the most important thing. This is a field with bare soil. That's bad for the environment because it can leach away. When it rains, it can go down the hill and you can lose that. So this was recently tilled in, and by till I mean the soil was basically turned over with a tractor implement because the Swiss chard on it was diseased. So we killed it all, and soon we'll be planting a cover crop, which is a crop that isn't good for selling money, but will help to restore nutrients in the soil. So, but if you come to a farm and most of their field is like this, that's a bad sign that they don't really care that much about the longevity of their farm or the resilience of it when it comes to climate change. Especially if there's a natural disaster like a hurricane or something with a lot of flooding, you could lose all of your valuable topsoil, the soil on top that has most of your nutrients that the plants need. It can all wash away, and what you're left with is something that isn't very fertile. So as you can see, we have this little strip, but walking along you start to have crops. This is fennel, and as you can see, it's doing very well. It doesn't have any diseases or pests. So you want to see some of these crops that are just doing well. And if you look way in the background, that line of trees, that's an actually important part of the farm because it's a buffer to other toxins. So for example, a road, there are toxins that come in from the road. A tree buffer can really help to neutralize that. And it's great because in this case it leads to a little bit of conservation land, which helps even more to keep the farm ecosystem strong because there's interactions between the two along the edges. So if you have a farm and it has a buffer, that's a good sign. So having trees around the property and not being right up and close and personal to their road. Now, mind you, some of these things are things that an organic state inspector or food state inspector might check. But it's important for you also, as a business person, to know these things because it will benefit your relationship with them if you understand what they have to contend with. And because, state inspectors, they come like once, twice a year. So, they don't necessarily always have to adhere 100% strictly to the rules. I know that, especially with bigger farms, sometimes they get away with a little bit of shenanigans. So it's always important for yourself to have a critical eye when surveying a farm.